Holy moly, Mitchell. What a performance by Jayden Daniels. Just a true virtuoso, like Mozart type stuff out there. And you cap it off with the deep shot to Terry to seal this thing. I mean, when's the last time these guys went out and just won a game? Cosby said in the locker room, he's like, we put our foot on their throats and never wanted to let go. What a win.
I mean, listen, we'll get to the defense because it wasn't great tonight, but the Bengals didn't punt. The
Yeah,
Bengals,
we'll get to that.
I know, but no, just the Bengals didn't punt. The Bengals didn't turn the ball over, and the Bengals scored 33 points. And the Commanders were in charge of this thing. It was Jayden's welcome to the NFL moment. It was Jayden's heads up to the rest of the league. Hey, I'm here, and I can play in this league, and it was unbelievable to watch.
Every moment in that game so when Cincy cut it to a field goal, or I guess they cut it to 5, right?
Yeah.
It really felt like, oh man, if they can get a stop, they're going to win this thing because the defense was god awful most of the night and cannot cover Jamar Chase. But for Jayden to lead that drive in that moment is such like grown ass quarterbacking. You know what I mean? Just the like as impressive as the stats and the accuracy, all of that is so impressive. But I've been telling people that have asked me this for a while now, like, what do you think of Jayden? And I'm like, we'll see what happens on the field. Like, I think he's pretty good, but we'll see. But what I know and what I've seen already is the guy, the person. He's unflappable. He's incredibly down to earth. I asked him after the game if any of his success is a surprise. And he said yes and no, because, I haven't done it before on this level, but at the same time, I know the work I put in and I know I'm preparing myself for these moments. And I just thought that was so fair and accurate that, like, he knows he's a baller and he knows he can do it. It's just, okay, each step you got to go and do it. It's do it on Monday night under just the brightest lights, the biggest stage, him versus Burrow, all that stuff. He completed 21 to 23 passes tonight for a 91.3% completion percentage. That's the highest completion percentage by a rookie in a single game in NFL history of the league. It's also the single game high in Commanders, Redskins football team history. I mean, that game is just unbelievable. And the moments, like, dude, you remember when John Beck broke those records, I don't know, 12-ish years ago or whatever, because he just hit Roy Halou for like 15 straight dump offs. I think Brunell might have had a stretch. Like, we've seen some weird quarterback records, but rarely in super impressive performances. Jayden tonight was jaw-dropping awesome.
And we've talked about him being California cool and how mature he is in the locker room and in front of the guys and at the podium and all these different things. And after the game, Nick Allegretti was saying, like, when you get in the huddle and it's a big pressure moment and you look across at the guy who's going to be handling the football and he's as calm and in control as he is, that's how you get confidence, amongst the team. And, there were so many big plays in that game, and there were so many, the 2 Terry touchdowns, and obviously the big man Trent Scott touchdown, which I was quite fired
That
up
was awesome.
but to me, it was early in the game. They had the 4th and 2, and he hit Luke McCaffrey on the kind of long crosser. And he
Yeah.
joked after the game about Luke and Noah Brown were both there, and one of them was going to catch it. But to me, that was one of the first plays that you saw kind of his growth as a quarterback. He's stuck in the pocket, and granted, the O-line did a great job of giving time. The Bengals couldn't get to him tonight, which is interesting to see. But he's
Until
stuck in the
late, but
pocket.
yeah.
Right. He's stuck in the pocket. He read through his progressions and he got to Luke and he just fired a dime. And Luke was wide open, so it made it a doable play. But just to watch him be calm and cool and collected in the pocket and not, tuck it and run, which, some young quarterbacks do. And certainly after that game in Tampa, there was concern about, is that what Jayden's, default is going to be? But when he was making those progressions, that's when I really like kind of locked in and was like, okay, this guy is different and he's making his moves. And we talked all week about he played in those games in Death Valley and at Alabama and all these other
Tuscaloosa, yeah.
across college football. And I think you saw at no point tonight was the moment too big for him. At no point did he wilt under the spotlight or the pressure of having to continue to score. And it was just so damn impressive to watch. And, I think there were a lot of little things that we'll kind of get to as we move on. But that throw to Terry at the end of the game is just such a put your stuff on the table.
Onions.
Yeah.
Sam Cassell dance, dude.
Right. All of it. I mean, just
and for the people who watch this on YouTube, I just did the Sam Cassell dance in my hotel room.
That's everything you want to see from your young quarterback.
Just the poise, the Steve Sands poise, the moxie,
the trust.
Yeah, dude. Think about we've seen quarterbacks that have the poise and the moxie, but not the arm, and we've seen quarterbacks that have the arm and the athletic skill, but not the poise and the moxie. Like, this young man has all of it, and you don't want to get over your skis. Like, I don't think we should be making Super Bowl declarations, but dude, they are now 2-1 and tied for the division lead.